So we are here in the Grand Design studio, and as you might be able to see, we've got 3 RVs on which we are going to give you a tour.
So we're going to go through the 394G, the 395 MT, and they brought back the 399. So we're going to take you through the new 399M.
Side patio's back, baby.
Want to come check out the 394G?
You call me G?
You want to come on in, G? We are lucky enough to have this guy, Chase Booth, with us to take us around, answer our questions, and show us everything new and exciting. I like the contrast of the light and the dark. So all the walls and the trim and stuff is this really pretty bright sand, maybe?
Yeah. Our decor name is Colin Solid, but it's a light tan.
Okay. Okay. And then you've got the contrasting darker furniture and the darker cabinetry over here and down here. I just like it. I like all the depth that
I like I like the black fridge that matches the black handles.
Yeah,
I like that contrast.
This thing is sweet, and you're a big fan of the DC fridges, right? So
yeah, that's it's a DC fridge,
Correct.
DC compressor fridge.
Yep.
Cool. Well, before we get into the inside stuff, let's talk about the specs.
Yeah.
GVWR.
What are you looking for? GVWR on this bad boy is going to be 22,500 pounds.
Wow.
And it comes in just a touch under 17,000 pounds. So it has an incredible amount of capacity.
and then what's the length of this guy here?
So 4411 is going to be your toe length on this guy.
That's pin to bumper.
Correct.
We're gonna go this way up here first. Bright color scheme carries on up into the bedroom. I'm assuming you can also get a king.
Yes.
It's just this will not be here, correct?
Correct. So it grows that way because the
Okay.
slide has to come in on
Okay.
this side because you have all these nice drawers down
Sure.
here with your wardrobes above. So it grows that way and your nightstand shrinks up a bit.
Okay. And then under the bed, of course. Wow, that's a lot.
A lot of space.
And the wardrobes are large. We already took a peek in there.
Yeah, nice and deep. That's a slide, I assume.
Yes, absolutely. huge hardwood drawer boxes as well, as you can see.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they're all soft close.
Absolutely.
Like
Soft
that?
close uppers and lowers.
And then you've got the AC in here as
Correct.
well.
That AC is going to be standard, this and the main living, and then the optional is the third. You know, the other thing that's really cool is these small windows that we put up here. It's funny. We would assume that most would do such a thing, but when we were like out shopping some different windows, this is a piece that like most other brands don't even use from LCI. But they let a little bit of natural light in on this side when you need it, but also that little bit of air open here and coming across, I mean, will certainly help cool you off at night, which is sweet.
You can get a
And
little
I liked that this window is a slide sideways and not a slide up, so you can get more airflow through that.
Absolutely.
Versus the little crank outs.
And then you still have the blackout shades.
Yes.
Great. You got another sunken shower in here, which I like. So you've got about this much depth in there. So if you have little ones or small dogs, you can use that as a little bit of a tub, which is cool. Big shower. This is a new shower setup that I'm used to seeing.
And this is a G-Class.
Yeah.
So we still do the shower tower like you guys have in the 410, but in the G-Class, this is our setup.
Then we've got storage back here, which this thing is deeper than it looks.
Yeah, that's good for towels
Yeah.
and stuff.
Medicine cabinet. That's good. We've got it's good.
Nice and deep.
It's
That's
good
nice and deep.
depth here,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of space. Yep, I like that.
Nice. Chase, tell me about this Fogatti.
This is a tankless water heater that we started using 3 months ago. It's certainly high BTU.
60
has
BTU?
62.
Oh, okay.
So awesome water heater. It did well beyond our normal testing.
Oh, cool.
That we did, and it's just it's been very dependable for us.
Sweet.
My favorite thing here is all the seating. This is cool.
Tons of seating in here.
This is great. I love the layout here. And you still have a good amount of countertop space. And then you've got the really neat extra countertop pull out cutting board. Now, is the trash can underneath it?
The trash can is over here, so
Okay.
it will get somewhat close to it,
That's
but it
great.
doesn't go straight over.
Yeah.
By opening this up, we could create some space, but also by throwing these drawers into the slide. I mean, those are
huge.
humongous
And
drawers.
the slide out
Yeah.
trays in the pantry.
Yeah.
Those are
This is something that we
That's
had
amazing.
on the 395. This down here is bonus, but we wanted to also make sure that we weren't, completely getting rid of the counter space that we have over here. So
Yeah.
we made sure and put this here for, anyone that would need it.
great.
But with our 15 cube Norco DC refrigerator that you talked about earlier, because you love the color so much, right? We lifted that up for a couple reasons. One, so when the slide's in, it opens up over the actual countertop, so you
Amazing.
can get access when you're on the road. But this huge drawer on the bottom as well for
Amazing.
pots and pans.
I love that you put the thought into it that when you're traveling on the road, you can still get into the refrigerator with the slide in. That's smart. In addition to all this great storage over here, which to me is phenomenal storage space, you've got all this cabinetry here.
Go back, there's that, and then the right side has the pass-through for
Oh, there it is.
your linens.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah. You know what I like is I'm vertically challenged, but I can still open these.
All right, so we probably got a control panel
Yeah,
there.
all of your control panels there. So what we decided to do, since your control panel is nicely hidden with your redundant switches on the side here for your slides, awnings, your MPS Gen Start, your fuel tanks, we utilize this side as well for our new Omni Connect. You've got a data plug in here that actually runs to your convenience center, where you would connect your Gen 3 Starlink data cable, so that you
nice.
don't have to run it, on the outside or drill a hole or run it from the roof. And then you've got a nice 110 outlet, and this bracket is actually set to conveniently hold a Gen 3 router, a Gen 3 Starlink router, as well as the power connection for it.
Oh, cool.
So it just keeps it. You should be able to set that thing up and not ever really touch it once it's there, but there's a nice space for it right here.
And then we've got a lot of storage down here too.
Yeah, we've got a nice removable shelf in both sides of these, so that if you have an Instapot or an air fryer or something like that you want to put in, you can take those shelves out, no problem.
Excellent. Great storage in this kitchen. When you first walk in, it might not look like that, but it's so deceiving because there's a lot of space. I don't think that I have enough stuff in our kitchen currently to fill everything in here. I like it.
Moving on.
Moving on.
This is a table that we're offering in this G class. It's pretty sweet. Like, if you don't want to use it necessarily as a table, it just pulls out a little bit, slides to the side, and then comes in. So if you wanted to, set here as a desk, you
Yeah.
absolutely could. Just create a little bit more room here. The option is yours.
Very cool. I like that a lot. And look at all this seating. This is a toy hauler. Remember that. You don't usually find a lot of seating in a toy hauler. So that's always something we've been challenged with over the years, is having enough living room space, because we've got to have our garage. Not
Yeah.
just for the motorcycle, but it's also our office and our working space. I don't want to work in my living room personally. So having living room space for not just the two of us, but when your girls come to visit,
Yeah, some
or we
room
have
to sit.
extra guests and stuff, there's plenty of places for people to sit. And this reclines, and this reclines. So, and those recline.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
got
that, even,
recliners
even that center
everywhere.
one reclines.
One of the major changes that we made this year in terms of like the 394G, and we'll see on a couple of the other floor plans that you guys will see today, is we wanted to redo our cabinetry, go more full overlay, make the doors look a lot more residential. And this is one of those spots. I mean, you can see the big doors all the way across, but you've got tons of added storage above.
And those look very deep.
Yeah, goes all the way to the side wall. But you've got your fireplace, of course, and your big 50-inch TV.
And then this is your Rockford Fosgate.
Yeah, option for the stage 2 system, which gives you a little bit more oomph.
Okay. You essentially have a whole wall of windows. So the amount of light that comes in through here, now we're inside, so it's hard to get the natural light to come in, but the amount of light that you're going to get in a unit like this, because you've got all the windows here, but this whole slide in windows, so you're going to have natural light. Another thing that I love that you guys are doing now is the flooring, and as you guys can see, it now goes all the way through to the garage, making a nice cohesive look to this whole place. But it's durable.
It is durable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we paired up with Armstrong flooring in their Stratomax Ultra product. So this is more of a residential flooring. It's more durable than a traditional RV linoleum. We have put it through the test from brake fluid and antifreeze and oil and stuff like that. Let it sit over time. It cleans up nicely. It takes certainly impact, you know, dropping things on it, toys being loaded inside of it. It is a really, really cool product. I hope that we've hit the nail on the head, but I'm glad you like it.
I think a lot of our viewers saw that we asked you guys to do that in our model, and it was a favor to us, but we got a lot of feedback like, how do we get that? That's awesome. I wish we could get that. And you guys figured out a way to do it, but also make it durable.
So this is actually a 15-foot garage versus the 14 that our 395 had. So
Yeah.
That added foot should help for some of the bigger side-by-sides or just more room if you're using it for an office or living space.
Yes.
Because the side-by-sides will come all the way up, but there's plenty of room for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you have to come in between here, you've got 72 inches. And this bathroom is optional. So if you don't want the bathroom,
This is the same bathroom setup as we have in our 410.
Not a whole lot you can
Yeah.
do different in there.
No. But to have an extra toilet, as you guys know, to have an extra toilet for us is important. There is washer and dryer hookup back here. A lot of people ask for that.
yeah. So traditionally, folks will set it right here,
Yeah.
run their equipment up to the side, and then
Yeah.
you'll have room to open the door to about here on most standard size. This is our loft space. You know, a couple years back, or maybe a little over a year ago, we had the opening for the loft space in the front.
Sure.
We heard from some viewers that about, I think it was 90%ish of folks were using this for storage.
Wasn't that a poll that we read?
Yeah, if
We
you-
asked you guys how you use your loft in your toy hauler, and
Yeah.
it said storage.
My thought with it being in the back here, so we have a retractable ladder that when used, you know, you're supposed to fully extend it out so it creates a nice angle and is safe to get up on. But when you have that up in the middle, you can reach over to the side or reach over to the side over
Yeah.
here. I know
I
for
have to crawl.
use when it's in here, you have to crawl all the way over. So that was the thought process behind it. And then we made sure we put as putting the TV over here,
Yeah.
it gives it a nice viewing angle from all sides over here.
Excellent. Now I know we've shared the whole lift suite.
I showed that before how fast that thing is.
Fast. And because of this lift suite that we're going to show you in a second, the windows in here are amazing. Yeah. I can probably fit underneath that, I'm sure.
It's so nice having the lights under there, though.
yeah. Yeah, the lights underneath the bed make a huge difference. The windows back here make a huge difference in opening up the space.
They're ginormous.
Yeah. And I love what you've done back here with the benches, because they're not just benches. They're also work desks, something really cool that a lot of people want these days because they're working from the road.
The Gen 3 Three Seasons doors
Okay.
are different than the one you have because, you know, the Gen 2 doors slid this way, so they were on more of like a, call it a drawer guide type scenario, right?
Yeah,
You know, and
it was four panels.
they wanted to move a little bit. Now I know that the door is behind it, but there is space behind there for me. So they stick nicely in those little slots below. So when you need to open them, they flip up like that. But it just helps keep them sturdy. You have a much better seal, and then this opens just like
Well, like a normal door.
yeah, just like a regular screen.
Oh, that's
door.
nice. I like
Yeah.
that. Let's check out the outside.
Let's go outside. We're going to show you the features on the outside, but this got me thinking with the G-Class here. I think a lot of people want to know what the difference is between G-Class and M-Class.
So it's really now it has been structured as G-Class and Momentum. It really starts at the foundation. So our 17.5-inch wheels and H-range tires are going to be the same across the board. But now we are doing an independent suspension 2.0 from MoRide standard on all of our big Momentums. So
Nice.
really cool new feature for us, which we'll show you as we're going through some of the other rigs today. But we are going to run our 7K Dexter triple axles on these. You do have an 8K disc brake option, and then our tandem axle units all come with a standard 8K drum, and that's with the never adjust drum brakes through Dexter that have ABS.
Nice.
So then when you move into the frame, very similar, except for you don't have a generator drop on G-Class. On the Momentum, we drop our generator down and we open that storage above the generator so it works right on through on the inside there. Been a pretty awesome feature over the years, because we know with toy haulers, we're maximizing our interior space. And when you do that, oftentimes you push that that storage area up or start to shrink it. You get an upgraded MORryde pin box on a Big Mo. You get high gloss exterior on a Big Mo. 6-point electric leveling versus 6-point hydraulic leveling on a Big Mo. And because we have the hydraulic pump, we utilize that for the slides as well. So that's one of the major things. Okay. You get upgraded entry steps. You get upgraded frameless windows on the exterior that open up Jalis like you have on yours. You get extra awnings. On the interior, you get lots of different things. You'll see like the swinging entertainment wall, some upgraded creative cabinetry like the electronics charge drawer. You get your hair accessory door in the bathroom. You get upgraded appliances. In the lift suite, you get some upgraded window treatments in and around the L-track, the beaver tail storage. The list goes on. Yeah. But you know, mainly that focus is on that, you know, IS, the hydraulic leveling, and some of those exterior features. But it's more of a trim package. The main overall guts, framing, all of that kind of stuff, we're going to hold that the same.
Okay, awesome.
24K Kurt Rotaflex pin box and our MPS 6000 inverter technology generator. This generator's been really, really nice for us. It's incredibly fuel efficient. All of your control set up here, as you can see, brass fittings there. Something that we didn't talk about on the inside is that all of our fittings have been switched to brass where it makes sense. You've also have shut-offs at every major, you know, sink, at the toilet, just in case you need to shut it off. It's been a really cool feature. But a lot of the convenience center here hasn't changed in terms of where your water connects go and how you can set it for city water, dry camping, and your tank fill. But you'll also notice that you've got your Gen 3 Starlink plug right there. So again, we talked about not having to go through, you know, your sidewall or go through the roof. You can just come right up here where you will already have your, you know, your water, your fresh water coming in. Right.
I see this has the thing that I saw on the Serenova.
Yeah, this is the Dexter Never Adjust. So this is their ABS system. And if you look on the manual, it'll show you this lights up in different ways, that when you connect and it's green, you at least know that you were connected properly so that your brakes are going to operate. On a G-Class, you have 30 gallons of fuel, right? So that'll actually fill your generator, and then you also have the pump. When you're in a Big Mo, one of the differences as well is you have a 0G hidden hinge door made by MORryde. This is an LCI door that has your exposed hinges. It is spring loaded, so it does have some kind of assist on it, right? It's not just dead weight coming down, but it's not, you know, the 0G. You can absolutely move your hands and it just stays in place, like you guys know.
One down, two to go.
Up next is the 395MT.
T stands for third generation.
That's right. Let's start from the outside and then we'll go inside. Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, so we added a bed slide. The 395 has never had a bed slide, and so by having the bed slide and that new and improved bath that I'm really excited to show you guys, we were able to open up this space down here quite a bit. So as you can see, it passes through both over to the side where your convenience center is, as well to the front above the generator, which you'll be able to see when we walk around. The 395MT, again, we talked about adding independent suspension 2.0 standard to all of our Big Momentums.
That rocks.
So we added that. That added some weight below the chassis, of course, and then with the length that we added for the bed slide, this unit comes in dry right at 19,000 pounds, and our GVWR on this floor plan is 23,500.
23.5. Wow, nice.
4,500 pounds.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How long is this guy?
So she is 46'4". Yeah, hey, they were all, the other ones are guys. We'll call her.
Okay.
She's 46'4".
Propane on both sides.
Yep.
230.
MORryde rubber pin box standard.
You've got your MPS 6K watt generator with your inverter technology. Also comes with a remote start. And also through the one control, you have your auto gen start for when your voltage
gets too low.
To a certain level. Yeah, it'll fire up automatically. So just a couple ways for you to be able to start this generator up.
Aside from the water filter, the features here are all the same. All Momentums now have brass fittings where appropriate, shutoffs at every sink and toilet, and the Starlink pass-through port in the wet bay. Also standard is the Lippert 6-point hydraulic auto level system. Furnace,
Suburban furnace, and then your Fagati
62 kBTU,
62.
right?
Yeah. On-demand water heater here.
Yeah.
30-gallon tanks. Again, one feeds the generator. Of course, you have a pump for the other. One of the upgrades that you get going from a G-Class to a full momentum is our MoreRide hidden hinge 0G ramp doors. So they pull down. As you can see, you can let go. It wants to pull itself back up, but really a nice, well-functioning ramp door.
Weatherproof too, right?
This is absolutely.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna go nose to tail again. Let's do it. Okay, so we've got some new bells and whistles going on here.
We do.
I know that there's a little secret right here, which is pretty cool. You've got a little flip up. There is a lock on it. I'm not gonna do it right now, but so for your waters and phones and stuff, and
Plug them in right there.
Charging stations right there. You've got the windows surrounding the sleeping area, which is very cool. And then this is just like ours. Plenty of wardrobe space. Even for me, I pack heavy, but there's plenty of space in there. If you don't want a washer and dryer, you have all this extra space as well.
Don't forget the little secret down there.
The little secret down here. This little shelf right here, if you can see it, just swivels out.
Got one over here also.
And we've got a fireplace in here. And all of this storage.
Tons.
Yes. So this bathroom, although small, it is mighty because there is all of this storage. Look at this. That.
That is cool.
You guys probably know by now how much I don't like cabinets that don't pull out.
Yeah.
Look at this. And this was a pleasant surprise. Look at that.
Boom.
Boom. Then we've got this really cool, check that out. Whoa. Whoa.
That's going down. No,
It's going down.
take it back up. Hold it again. I'll take it back up.
Taking it up. There we
Take it.
go. There we go. This is a great amount of countertop space for this bathroom space. So
Yeah, and since the medicine cabinet is sunken,
yeah,
it's not sticking out. It just doesn't really intrude on this space.
we also know for a fact that Chad fits in this shower just fine.
I do.
Also, these are little storage cups for your hot, not utensils, but your hot
Curling
styling,
irons.
your irons, your hair dryers, all that stuff. So I like that. That's excellent idea. And then you've got all this storage. This is a lot of storage space in here. So you outdid yourself with the amount of storage in here.
Yes.
Excellent. You did great. And this might look a little similar to you guys for the kitchen layout for the 394 that we saw. The same pantry, all of this stuff is the same. We do have more cabinetry over here in the drawers.
Yeah, you have
right?
4 drawers down here, so you can see like all the way up.
Yeah.
Bigger
much-
stove too.
And a-
4 burner.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then you have your charging drawer here.
And up there is the Starlink mount.
This kitchen layout, I love it. It's great. The storage space has been optimized. This refrigerator is great. It's the same type of refrigerator as the 394, but it's bigger.
Correct. So
Right.
this is
And
a
got
20.
ice
It's a
maker?
20 cube refrigerator with
Okay.
an ice maker.
Okay.
We talk about the MT and it being 3rd generation. This is, like you pointed out, a very similar layout to what we had in the 395 MS.
Yeah.
We wanted to increase the storage, right? The deep drawers in the slide instead of that peninsula have it really went over well, but then also not taking away that counter space. Like you said, counter space is important.
I think there were a lot of people that really loved the 395, but the main complaint was the storage outside was
Correct.
limited and the storage in here was limited. And so they have taken all that feedback and they have added in the storage outside, as we already showed you, and added in all the extra bells and whistles inside. So you still get this incredible layout with all this living space and the storage. Moving over here to the really cool dinette slash swivel.
I like
table thing.
I like
is
this.
really cool.
Yeah,
I like
In
so-
fact, we just used it to eat lunch.
But this is a really cool feature. I mean, if you want to use it as a desk, like you were referring to, Tim,
Yeah.
earlier about maybe having a monitor or 2 up here
Mhm.
and using this as a desk, or if you just want to use it as a place to sit and eat. But if you want to have guests over or play cards, you just pull this little.
Awesome.
And now you have.
And the thing is, your desk could stay set up and you could pull that out and eat and put it away.
For sure.
Yep. And so now you also have a dinette. So this is great to be able to have access to a full table to eat your meals or to play cards, like you said, but it gets out of the way when you don't need it. And that's the kind of stuff that I.
And this slides back and forth this way. I can show you the picture, or I can just show you Chase doing it.
Yeah, but it sets up and goes away nice and easy.
Yeah. And again, this also comes with 2 folding chairs. So if you need more seating, a whole wall of windows,
Yeah, that is
which
nice.
you gotta love. In RVs, if you have a lot of windows, it just makes everything feel better and bigger. So then we have the theater seat here. Those both recline, right? And then we have the L shape over here, which this reclines, and this seat reclines. And what I love is this slide.
That wall's
This wall
nice.
is sweet. I love it. It's amazing. And of course you have a great fireplace built in, and so this is great storage for vacuums, brooms, or anything like that.
Yeah, got an outlet right here to mount your Dyson or whatever.
And then you can strap it in here if it just is, resting against itself. And then
Pass through for your cable stuff, for your Apple TVs or Rokus or whatever.
And again, with all the models that we're showing you today, the flooring continues all the way through the garage.
The 395 MS Garage is 14 feet and has the same features as the 394G, including the optional half bath, momentum lift suite, and garage access loft. However, the tie-down system has been upgraded to the L-Track.
our L-Track system, which is our adjustable tie-down system. As you can see here, we don't have the inserts in the center track so you can see it, but this is what the insert looks like, helping cover it up for a better, residential feel,
Yes.
but also keeping the dirt and grime and things like that. I feel like that's probably the most important feature of these actual inserts.
It's keeping them clean and
keeping
free
them
from
clean.
debris.
But
They're super variable. You can put those tie downs anywhere along there, and the dovetail storage.
with your small little L-Tracks on the side.
More
too.
L-Tracks down there.
So for those of you that have been looking for the 395 layout, here it is, and it's even better than before because it has a lot of storage and a lot of cool stuff in it. So you outdid yourself. This is a great option for you. As promised, we're going to take you on a tour of this 399M, but we're going to start on the outside this time, and then we'll take you on the inside.
I'll say the first thing that stands out to me on the outside is obviously the solid paint job is really cool, but the raised lettering,
It's all so cool.
really, it stands out.
Yeah, literally,
It really
yeah.
stands out.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It
You have
was-
3 colors, right?
Yeah, it was well received. We're calling it our monochrome paint package. So we still have our onyx and our sterling paint schemes that you can get with accents. But these are 3 new options that we have. Because of the independent suspension 2.0, going up, basically adding 1,000 pounds to our unloaded vehicle weights. On all of our triple axle Big Mo, we're taking our GVWRs to 23,500 pounds.
Wow.
So this unit unloaded is 19,000 pounds. So it's going to give you plenty of
So
capacity.
again, about 4,000 pounds
Yeah.
of cargo. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we are 44 feet 10 inches toe length on this guy.
This has got the good pass-through storage.
Yeah, we have our new bed slide and bathroom, so our new mid deck added a little space for us. And now we have really an awesome amount of space in our front storage bin. We'll, you know how we drop the generator down like we talked in the 394, which opens up completely to the front and then over towards the convenience center.
The outside features are the same as the 395 MT. 6,000 watt inverter generator, Moride rubber pin box, hydraulic auto level, and the Nautilus center with the filter. The 35K BTU Suburban furnace and 62,000 BTU Fogatti on-demand water heater, dual 30-gallon gas tanks, and 0G ramp/patio are also all the same as we showed on the 395 MT.
Holy crap, look at that patio. You have not one patio, but you have 2.
This is a new concept. You know, oftentimes side patios, including our prior model, which is a great model for us, but oftentimes when they're closed up, just feel really dark, right? Your windows maybe on the off-door side of the camper, or when you have your ramp patio, you know, all the way towards the front, this complete side of the unit is going to be a bit dark. So we wanted to try something new. You know, we used to build a 376 THS that had more of a smaller garage in it, right? That one was really small because it went under the bed in the back and the bed raised up. We were kind of going after the same concept of that garage style in terms of it being a little bit smaller. But we moved our ramp patio down to the back, and it allowed us to do a couple things, which we'll show you what it did for the inside of the trailer when we go in. But from the outside, as you can see, I mean, I have not seen a toy hauler in the market with an outside kitchen and outside TV setup like this. I mean,
what size is that TV?
That's a 65-inch TV.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cutting boards, plenty of drawer utensil space. You've got pull-out trash can, and that was a soft close as well.
Little
Fridge.
Beer fridge. You've got. Didn't want you to do this because it's going to happen. It's a false door.
Yeah, I would definitely fall on that.
But access to your plumbing there as well. But I mean, even just having the griddle
Nice.
kept out, you know, it's nice and open air, so you could be cooking your bacon and stuff out here.
Now, I know I said if I had an outdoor kitchen, I probably wouldn't use it, but I kind of take that back. This is pretty cool.
The other cool thing is this is just a huge door. I mean, we're 10.5 feet this way by 7.5 feet this way.
Yeah.
We've got the nice legs to support at the entry steps as well. So just a lot of outside space and full awning coverage.
The bedroom in the 399M is the same as the 395MT, including the flip-out side tables, headboard shelf, tons of storage, and a fireplace. The bathroom is also the same as the 395MT, with amazing pull-out storage, backlit mirrored medicine cabinet, under-sink amenities, and sunken shower. The similarities continue in the kitchen with the giant 20 cubic foot DC compressor fridge with ice maker, slide-out pantry shelves, 4-burner stove, and smart sink.
So this one started as like shoe storage.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what
could
this...
put like kid stuff or shoes in here because we had seen a cool like shoe drawer design, and so your shoes will actually fit nicely in here if that's what you want. Probably too nice for shoes in here. But I don't think anybody's turning down, you know, divided storage in here, so we figured we'd
That's amazing.
It's for whatever you would like, but they're extra deep drawer guides as well.
This over here is very
This is wild.
Yeah. So you can do full like 4 theaters in this thing. So this slide isn't quite as wide as yours, where you can do theaters and a dinette. So what we decided to do is you can do theaters just like we have and call it like our 351 MS or 381 MS because this is a similar size slide.
okay.
Or you can option it like this with the full bar top, right? So you could sit here and leave it like this and, you know, buffet food or however you want to do it in here. And if you're looking for a table, just pull this little lever down here. This slides out.
Look at that. You could have two.
You can move it all the way down.
Oh, cool.
However you like.
The living area is also the same as the 395MT with the L-shaped recliner sofa and that excellent hidden storage behind the TV.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is all new. So yeah, this is back out to the patio.
Back out. This is amazing.
That's wild.
So having a smaller door rather than the big slider that goes more into your living space, by pushing this towards the back, we have now all of this extra space in the back, and it didn't feel like it took away from any
And you
of your
still have
living
all the
kitchen.
light from the windows coming in instead of that being blocked. That was my biggest, I think, downside to the way the model was before.
Let's check out this garage.
Yeah.
This is very cool. This can still all fold up,
Correct.
so then you can still get
You have 70 inches. We actually put a Ranger that our plant managers drive. So a 2-seat Ranger with a bed, because you have 70 inches from this wall to where that bracket starts. You know, Polaris Ranger, just some of the smaller, you know, 60 wides. You can absolutely absolutely.
Plenty room for a trike or a big bagger like ours.
and this still folds up, so you can still have a table back here, right? Like
Yeah, it'll make a table, a desk. It'll, you know, you can lay it out into a bed and still have.
in here too.
Oh, easily you could have 2 decks side by side here.
This is a much smaller garage, right? But look at the light that you get because of this window. And again, you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for this lift suite.
You know, you're using...
Whoa!
More storage.
Intuitively, you would think that they would open this way, but when that bed is down at any height, we wanted to make sure that you would still be able to open them even this much.
Oh, good point.
So you've got a couple cooks down here if you want to hang some coats
This is great. And you've got the storage.
that I fit in.
The chase fits in.
Yeah,
You
that
guys
was
probably saw that video.
We won't make him get down in there again.
No,
I put
But
on some
roll,
weight since then.
roll the chase footage.
You know, that's never going away.
Oh, I know. Once it's on the internet.
You're stuck with it.
And your lift suite looks like it's deeper this way, so you can you'd lay it this way instead of this way.
We turned it sideways and then ran the tracks that give it the horizontal motion stability on the side over here, and it operates very
amazing.
Still super fast.
That's incredible. Every time I see it, it's amazing how fast that thing is. This is great. I was thinking that this wouldn't be enough space to have, like, for us to have an office, but
There'd be plenty of room.
we'd be plenty of room. I mean, we could have 2 desks. You know what I mean? Like, we could have desks the whole length here. This is really great. I love this layout. This is such a cool floor plan. And honestly, like, you're in here, I kind of forget that that's out there, and then you're like, oh my gosh, we could go hang out outside.
Yeah,
How
it's
cool is that?
huge.
Well done.
Bravo.
This is great. Love it.
So those are 3 cool RVs.
Very cool. You may have noticed a common theme throughout. There's a lot of similarities through all 3 of them, but mainly between the 395 MT and the 399 M. The real difference is this one, the 395, if you don't need the side patio and you want a bigger garage, this is the right one for you. If you love that side patio idea and don't need as much storage space in the garage, like maybe you just have a motorcycle or a golf cart or something smaller, and you love the side patio idea, then that's the one for you. But for us, we like the bigger garage, so the 395 would be more probably our speed, but I love them all. I think all the improvements that you've made in all of them, and I love how you've carried the decor through them all.
And
it's just great.
I love how the independent suspension is standard on all the
Yes.
Momenums now. The M's. That is huge. That is awesome.
Yes.
So be sure to check these out in Tampa. I'm probably going to be at Tampa if you want to stop by and say hi.
I'm sure this guy will be
I'll
in
be
Tampa.
there.
He'll definitely be at Tampa.
Who knows if I'll be there. I may not. I don't know. But yeah, definitely come and check these 3 out and see which one is your favorite and let us know.
Per usual, comments down below. If you have any questions, put them down there. I do try to get to all of those. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the thumbs up button. Thanks to Chase for showing us these RVs. We'll see you next time.